This is Watcher Style. My name's Eric. Today I'm going to do a review on a brand I have not covered in the past. That brand is Ulysse Nardin watches. Now, Ulysse Nardin is a brand that for me is it's a very particular brand that has a very unique design to it. You know, there's one thing that you can definitely say about the brand is that no other watch brand looks like their designs. You know, they have a very traditional looking, you know, mostly every single watch they have a unique feature that mostly other brands don't have. And at least in my opinion, one thing I noticed is most of their watches are themed around, you know, a very nautical, maritime type of theme. So, you know, besides the dressy ones on a leather strap, most of them are boating watches. And since I'm in Miami, for me it's something that fits perfect. You know, the two that I have here for you today is going to be the Maxi Marine Chrono, and then I have a Maxi Marine Diver. Two totally different watches, but they overall have this same flair to them. Now, UN is a brand that, you know, it gets snubbed by a lot of people, and for me, I just like that they stand out and they just look completely different than a lot of the other brands out there, which tend to be very trendy and very commercialized. Whereas, you know, Ulysse Nardin tends to be a bit more adventurous in their designs. You know, you can definitely say that there's no other watch out there that has this look that the strap has of these watches. So that's one of the things when you want something very unique and you want a watch that's definitely gonna stand out. You know, the Ulysse Nardin is something that's probably gonna reach that effect that you want. One thing I want to say also about this brand is that it's a very sporty watch, but it has definitely a very luxurious feel to it. You know, that's one thing that for a long time it's always grabbed my attention. This being a diver, I mean, I honestly wouldn't treat it like a real dive watch, you know. True dive watch is going to be a Submariner or something of that nature. I just wouldn't want to use, I personally just wouldn't want to use as a real dive watch anything with a screw down cap and a sapphire clear case back. I mean, it just, I don't know, I would just rather leave it for the street or for the fancy dinners, or just if you want to wear it daily, you know, whatever you want to do with the watch. They're offered in many different materials, from titanium to stainless steel. One of my favorite ones that stands out in the Maxi Marine line is a special edition called the Hammerhead. I, for one, would have liked for them to make it all rose gold, but for some reason it was two-tone. But the Hammerhead is one that really stands out to me. And one last thing I want to point out about these watches is that when you put them down, you almost have to babysit the strap, because for some reason, when you back this strap back the other way, it tends to tear the strap. I think that's something they need to kind of go back and check. But 99% of the ones that I see out there, when I check the rubber strap, this gold buckle right here has actually dug into the rubber strap. And for me, being a perfectionist and all, that's just something that kind of bothers me. So make sure you keep an eye on that. If you buy one, babysit the strap. You know, try to always put it like this in a round configuration, or a watch roll is a good place to always keep it. If not, it's going to accelerate the need for another strap. Now, when it comes to value, you know, that's something, that's a little bit something with, you know, with the Ulysse Nardin watches that can pose a problem. You know, I love the way they look. I love the watches. Now, one thing about them is the resale is not going to be as strong as perhaps Rolex, Audemars, or Patek. You know, you're buying this watch because you really like it, you know, and you want it to be part of your watch collection, and perhaps maybe you're just infatuated with the look. But if you're buying it for value, then you want to make sure you get a really good price. I'm talking about really good. You can't say I didn't warn you. So when buying a UN, that's something that you must always keep in mind, that you're buying it because you like it. You know, this is definitely not what I would say would be an investment piece. You know, as far as the watch game goes, any one of these two pieces are very good looking watches, And you know, for me, it says that you're bold and daring to step out of the traditional commercialized brands. You know, it's just a whole nother little niche, and it always seems very pleasant, in my opinion, when I see one out and someone's wearing one. It just catches my eye because just other watches just don't look like these, and they give that effect that they look very expensive. So, you know, as far as the watch game goes, I think it's a very high contender, especially when you get into the gold ones, you know. I'm not sure if I would choose this over a gold Yachtmaster 2 or a gold sub, but it's definitely a watch that makes an impact and, you know, gives you a lot of look for the money. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. My name is Eric. Watch your style.